Hi, I'm Ray Eschenbach, the Executive Director and Scout Executive of the Leatherstocking Council-Scouting America. At the Leatherstocking Council and Scouting America, our ultimate goal is to build the future leaders for tomorrow, today. So we do that by providing leadership, citizenship, and character development training. Hopefully our ultimate goal is that most young people reach the rank of Eagle. In Scouting America, only 4% of young people ever reach that rank. And I am here today with one of those folks that have made it that far. And I've known Connor Hayes for a very long time, and I get to interview him today and talk about his experiences in scouting. So I was there when he was signed up and was recruited into Cub Scouts.
Yes, yeah.
So let's talk about your experiences. I know I had great experiences myself, my time in scouting, but we're not here to talk about me today. We're here to talk about you, and that other parents can learn about the advantages that having their young person sign up for scouting will bring their their sons or daughters in our programs, and how they will grow and benefit from our programs.
Of course, yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. You know, scouting has really been a focal point of my life. I'm now working towards the end of my bachelor's degree. I'm getting my degree in outdoor recreation industry studies, and all of that came from a good foundation in scouting, really realizing kind of how important the outdoors was to me. The friendships and the connections that I've made has kind of put me into the path that I'm on now, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I've loved it so much.
So let's go back in time to when I first met you, when your mom and dad brought you into the cafeteria to sign you up for Cub Scouts. What do you remember about Cub Scouts, and what was that experience that kept you in our program and wanted you to continue your journey? So what was that best experience that you had when you wore that little blue uniform?
I think as a Cub Scout, one feature that you don't really pay attention much to until you get to like that Weeblo stage is realizing this kind of like the next level that is Boy Scouts, the older kids, seeing what they're doing, seeing what camps they're going to, all of these different crazy adventures that they have going on, and you're always kind of looking up to them. And when you hit that Weeblo phase and you go through your camp and you're going through this moving up ceremony, and then you finally get to, at the time, Boy Scouts, but now Scouting BSA, it opens a lot of doors, and you're really full of excitement, and going into the program and seeing all the opportunities like Sea-Base, which I had the pleasure to go to, and same with like the National Jamboree and all these big time upscaled events, it really just was a lot of excitement. And getting into the scouting program, especially as an older boy, it was like a new adventure had started all in itself. There was all these different camping trips to go on, new badges, new friends to make, new places to see and visit. So it really was just like opening the door to a whole new adventure.
One of our main principles is to create future leaders. And so you really get to follow it first, but then you actually get to step into those shoes of you become that older scout, and you get to lead others. So tell me about your leadership experiences in scouting.
Yeah, so kind of how we were talking earlier with like the Pinewood Derby and Cub Scouts, it's a lot of that, like you're with your parents, you know, I'm building cars with my dad, and mom's bringing me back and forth to Cub Scout meetings and all of this. But once you kind of hit that Boy Scout phase, you kind of start to realize that it's on you now. It's you and the boys that are in your troop, and the camaraderie that you have together. You now get to decide what summer camp do we want to go to this year. It's no longer we're going here. We can now look at all these different places and all these opportunities. What badges do we want to work on? And then being able to actually like be the patrol leader of the troop was something that I had the opportunity to do, and really helped me throughout my leadership experience, because now I have firsthand experience with a group of boys, and we're trying to figure out what summer camp we want to do, who needs what merit badges, who needs to work on what, and it gives you kind of that first outlook at a young age of, 13, 14, 15, being able to really understand kind of what leadership entails, and to watch out for the guys that are in your group and kind of propel yourselves towards whatever camp and whatever amazing experience.
So what was your favorite leadership position that you had at a troop level?
I would say senior patrol leader. It really was a blast to be able to kind of lead the rest of the troop, whether that was organizing summer camp, organizing games, making sure that our quartermaster was all set with all of our camp gear. I really did thoroughly enjoy being able to kind of be the front runner of the troop and be able to help everybody out with any way that I possibly could. And I think it gave me a lot of experience to help me be even better of a leader as I continued to get older and take on more positions.
Can you tell me about some leadership leadership training that went into your leadership roles that you had in scouting?
Of course. So one program that I had the opportunity to attend, and then later on I actually got to work 2 years of, was NYLT, known as the National Youth Leadership Training, through the Scouts, and we really focused a lot on presentations, public speaking, how to just be a proper leader, what the leader versus a follower, different types and different styles of leadership, all throughout, whether it was fun yard games that we would play together or puzzles that we would work on solving versus actually sitting down with a mentor and learning, this is how we can public speak, this is how you're going to build your presentations, this is how you want a speech to sound. You know, a lot of times when in Cub Scouts you're kind of following with the leaders, and we're going to go do this to get this belt loop, to get this rank, and to move forward. And once you kind of get into the scouting program, it's now I need to make sure that I have this badge, this merit badge, this to get this community service hours. And the closer that you get to Eagle, the harder and the more requirements that take more time kind of keep showing up and keep proving themselves. So it's really important to learn skills of kind of planning and preparation and perseverance to be able to continue to work your way through this program while getting the benefits still. Because for me, I kind of was down to the wire at one point, and getting into that Eagle, and once you've completed all your merit badges, that paperwork and that project really can be a big chunk of work to get done. And you know, I think I completed everything the day before I had turned 18, but it was really a big lesson for me, and it helped me realize that, you know, a lot of these things that are major crowning accomplishments don't just happen. There's a lot of work and a lot of planning and a lot of thought process that goes behind them. And by having that idea at 18 before going into final thesis papers or big reports in a job or in college, being able to have that life skill and gain that kind of experience right as you're getting to the point where these things are going to start happening was invaluable. You
know, you never know when you're going to need that skill to do basic first aid or major first aid or a rescue, or might be able to do something to save your own life or help you to achieve your next goal in your career. So, you know, so like I said, scouting gives everyone an advantage. You know, I think parents should take advantage of that. You know, there's not enough scouts. We need to, you know, more scouts, the better I think we all will be as a society. So
I agree.
I am proud of you, and I'm very glad I had the opportunity to talk to you today.
I appreciate it.